If you watched 100 of the best smashers in the world, you'd notice that they all have slightly different techniques, but they all still generate a huge amount of power. And after analysing hundreds of these smashers, we found that they're all doing 3 fundamental things to hit an effective smash.
Yeah, so in this video, we're going to break down what these 3 things are and how you can implement them to improve your smash no matter your level.
Oh, and stay tuned to the end where Olympic champion and one of the best smashers ever shares what he thinks is the most important part of a smash.
Now, if we look at some of the best smashers in the world, you can see that each player is very different in size, whether that's their height, width of their shoulders, or how big their biceps are. But despite these differences, one thing they all do which enables them to have a powerful smash is maximise their rotation amount and rotation speed.
So let's start with the rotation amount. This is important because the more you can rotate your upper body, the more distance you have to increase the speed of your racket. And having a fast racket head speed is the ultimate goal in creating a powerful smash.
Yeah, and one thing all pros do to maximise their rotation amount is to stretch out their chest in the preparation phase. To show how important stretching out your chest is, think of it like a bow and arrow. If you only stretch the arrow back to here, there's not going to be much recoil and therefore not much power. But if you stretched it all the way back to here, then when you release it, it's going to be way more powerful.
So now you know stretching out your chest is important for maximising your rotation. But how do you actually do this? Well, we have 2 tips for you.
Tip 1 is to make sure you're facing sidewards in your preparation. If you look at the professionals, they're never facing forwards in their preparation, and you shouldn't either. Even when there's a flat lift and they don't have time to rotate their legs, the best smashers still rotate the upper half of their body.
Tip 2 is to practice the feeling of stretching out your chest. So we'd recommend getting a stick and then threading it through your arms like this. And this is what a good preparation should look and feel like.
So we've covered how the pros maximise their rotation amount. Now let's move on to the rotation speed.
As you can see from the pros, their body, and especially their upper body, is rotating very fast. Think of it like a car. The faster the wheels are rotating, the faster the car will travel.
It's reasonably well known that you need to use your kinetic chain to create this rotational speed. So the use of your legs, then hips, then torso. And this is very important. So much so that we broke it down in our full step-by-step smash tutorial. But there's one element of the rotational speed that is rarely mentioned, but all pros do very well.
Yeah, and this is using your non-racket arm to help further increase your speed. To show how much impact the non-racket arm has, listen to the difference between this and this. And when we add a shuttle in, you can hear the difference between this and now this.
So, to make sure you're using your non-racket arm properly, we again have 2 tips for you. First, similar to the rotation amount, you need to be in this sideways position and rotating your upper torso in your preparation phase. If you're not facing sideways, then your non-racket arm can't be used as effectively.
Second, during the rotation, you want to bring your non-racket arm down and across your body. As you can see from the professionals, their non-racket arm is typically around here as they're striking the shuttle. This is important because if your non-racket arm is still up by your head as you're striking the shuttle, then you've not used it to generate maximum speed. But equally, if it's down here as you strike the shuttle, then you've wasted the speed and you're actually more likely to mistime the shuttle as you've probably over-rotated.
Mistiming the shuttle is a common mistake people make. And what we know from analysing and playing against the best smashers in the world is that they all have perfect timing. So here are 3 tips you can copy from the pros to ensure you also have perfect timing.
Firstly, you need to be relaxed in your grip, right until the point of contact with the shuttle. This helps you add more power and get that super crisp sound. We've shown this before on the channel, but look at one of the most powerful smashers in the world, Praveen Jordan. He is so relaxed that he has 3 fingers off the grip before hitting his smash.
Speaking of the grip, you need to be in a correct forehand grip so that your strings can face flat as you strike the shuttle.
Yeah, if you're not in the right grip, you won't be able to rotate your arm effectively whilst hitting the shuttle with a flat racket face. And if you're not relaxed in your grip, it will also be harder to get into this position.
And if you're trying this out for yourself, make sure you don't do it stood still, as you might not have the same technique as you do whilst moving.
Absolutely. Now a bonus point for you, for all of the best smashers in the world, when they're hitting their most powerful smashes, their body weight is moving forwards into the shuttle. But you might notice that sometimes they still hit really powerful smashes when they're moving sidewards or even backwards. They're only able to do this though because of their effective rotation, their rotation speed and timing, and also because of their incredible movement and strength.
So, if you want to smash like the pros, you know what to do. And if you want to improve your on-court strength and speed, check out our weights programmes linked below. Now, as we were analysing hundreds of smashers, one thing that the best smashers did that didn't necessarily improve their power, but did hugely increase the number of winners they hit, was to hit with perfect placement.
Yeah, they've all learnt to smash to areas where it's difficult for their opponents to defend. This is crucial no matter if you're playing singles or doubles, and it's something you can do regardless of your power.
So, before we tell you where these areas are, we need to tell you that to begin your quest to smash with perfect placement, you might need to start by reducing some of the power of your smash. Hitting with 80 to 90% power but good placement will be a lot better than 100% power but hitting straight to your opponent's racket.
Try hitting 5 smashes at a target with 100% power and see how close you get. I'm going to aim for this hole. Now try taking a little bit of power off and prioritise perfect placement.
So, what is perfect placement? Well, you have a few different options, but we're going to give you the top choices that the best smashers in the world are using.
In singles, the best option is often down the sides of the court, away from your opponent. For example, in this men's singles match, Olympic champion Viktor Axelsen hit 29 out of 34 smashes down either line, so 85%. The only time he didn't, one was not wide enough, which got him in trouble, and the remaining 4 were to the body.
A body smash is something many top players like to do. For example, Anders Antonsen used it 6 times in the final of the Denmark Open. And this placement is similar for if you're playing doubles, where you can aim towards your opponent's right hip if they're right-handed, or left hip if they're left-handed. This is such an awkward area to defend.
A second option for doubles players is down the middle, which can often cause some confusion. Being able to hit to these specific areas will take practice though, and then over time you'll be able to increase the amount of power you add into your shots until one day you'll be able to smash with 100% power as well as perfect placement, just like the best smashers do.
And now we've covered the 3 things all pros do that you can too. Let's see what Olympic champion and world #1 for the last 4 years, Jung Si-wei, thinks is the most important part of an effective smash.
So what is your best advice for hitting an effective smash?
If your smash really powerful, but you don't get the point, that is no good smash. Sometimes, like we both do on the court, we don't really do really powerful smash, but we get points. Smash at good placement, then that is good smash.
Hopefully you now have some good advice to improve your smash. For our in-depth smash tutorial with lots more tips and also some scientific research, then click here. Don't forget to check out our weights programs in the description below. And lastly, as always, if you've enjoyed this video, please drop it a like, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll hopefully see you on another video very soon.